I want to come over here to see somebody we don't often see. Oh, he's a happy snake. Now, I don't want to have the mistake like I did with Guapo and film with this guy and then forget about him. So we're not going to let me forget about this snake. We're going to focus on him. Look at this, guys. This is why we come out. We are in egg laying season. That's great. I want to show you guys, we've got this whole other section of camp that we rarely go into. I mean, look at all this. What's going on, everyone? I love watching little tortoises eat, and I especially love watching them eat things that I just recently pruned with my shears right here. I'm kind of out and about in the back garden and just kind of checking everyone out, making sure everyone's happy, and I'm just pruning some vegetation. And what's really cool is a lot of it the animals can eat, and I just take it and toss it into some of the enclosures. So we're gonna see some of the animals that I don't normally highlight all the time here on the channel. So let's wander around today with my shears. I'll do a little yard work and you guys get to hang out with some animals. You can see what I see every single day. To start things off, we got the Sri Lankan, excuse me, not Sri Lankan. These are Burmese star tortoises. Very, very exciting. I love these species. They were a bucket list species of mine. And I traded some iguanas, the blue iguanas, for these guys here from Tom Crutchfield. And they're growing nicely. And one day I'll have amassed quite a few of them, I hope. And I can have a nice colony. But in the meantime, check out their enclosure. It's looking pretty good. We've got a food bowl, we've got a water on irrigation. You can see the water's pouring out right now. I'm irrigating the plants as we speak. We've got from Holt Nurseries some different mosses that frame the little water area. But these guys are doing really well. This one is quite a bit larger than this young one, and that happens from time to time. One just grows quicker, gets more of the food, more of an aggressive feeder, or just genetically tuned to get big quick. And this little dude is doing great. You see this whole thing's got some really cool furniture for them to walk around on. We're using the reptile bark from Fluker's. It's really a fun little enclosure. I've blocked off this cave because it's a little too deep for me to get my hand in and get them out. So I want to have access to them at all times. We have this cave over here where the cherry heads are, and this little guy just gets to wander around this large enclosure. Now this is huge for these guys, so that's a good thing. Space is okay as long as it's secured. You can see we have the hibiscus right here. So it's really cool. So we got screw pine here. I like this. I've trimmed it back a little bit, but this grows really tall, throws out those roots and becomes a giant mass. I love all these different plants. We got our coconut palms dropping some coconut, and we've got our sprinklers going for the Thai golden giant alocasia. But I want to come over here to see somebody we don't often see. Let's check him out. Of course, I'm talking about who? It's Colin. Let's get Colin out here. I just cleaned Colin's water bowl and it's filling back up with water. Oh boy, maybe not. The water, there we go. It's just got to actually go into the enclosure. Let's get Colin out here. Come on, buddy. Colin is feeding perfectly. Oh, he's a happy snake. Come here, Snakey. Come here, Snakey. I only have one hand. He likes to go back in his enclosure. Colin's our coastal carpet python and is the only snake currently at Kamp Kenan. But I would like to change that soon because I have my friend Mike Gillen, of course, from PGA Animal Clinic, and Mike is a snake nut. He's got Palm Beach County colubrids, or Palm Beach colubrids, with a buddy of his, and we're going to visit them soon once they get their new facility up and running. I can't wait to learn all about the colubrids that they keep, and who knows, maybe I'll get a couple snakes for the camp and set things up. But you can see our boy here right now. Let's see what he does. Will he go? He doesn't want to go in the water, that's for sure. But the coastal carpet python found on the east coast of Australia, and this is a snake that feeds on bats, possum, reptiles, but mostly warm-blooded prey. They've got the heat-seeking pits. Sorry buddy. They've got heat-seeking pits like most pythons do. And to be perfectly honest, this snake here is really well behaved. A lot of coastal carpets can be a little bit nippy. Many of them, like you know, these guys are Morelia, and basically in that genus is also the other carpet pythons, and then of course diamond pythons. Really pretty snakes. I wouldn't mind having diamond pythons again, since the last one I had unfortunately met its end at Slinky's mouth. Slinky ate it. Good grief. Anyway, just a very cool snake. It's fun to get this snake out and see it kind of wander around. These guys like to have their backs up against something solid. But let's see, we don't want to, now I don't want to have the mistake like I did with Guapo and film with this guy and then forget about him. So we're not going to let me forget about this snake. We're going to focus on him and continue to see what he's up to.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to Paul Bridgers.
But yeah, so really pretty snake. I like him, and he was given to me by just somebody who had him for a long time. This snake, I don't even know how old he is. I've had him for, gosh, at least 10 years now, and he's probably close to 20 years old, if I'm being perfectly honest. That would be my guesstimation. A few years ago, you guys remember that I thought he might be getting sick. He wasn't eating a lot. Well, he turned himself around and he is in great shape. He's old, but he's healthy, and that's all I care about. He can move around. He can still strike prey. He wraps it up nicely. They're a constrictor. And yeah, this is also the largest of the carpet pythons. These guys, the females can get close to 10 foot. And this is a full-grown male. Males are a little bit smaller than the females, but they are still a beautiful snake. A little bit more of a muted color, if you ask me. But you know, I just love the pattern, and that's of course for its camouflage as it moves through the brush. You know, to keep itself hidden. Ambush predator. They'll go around. They'll use those pits. They'll use that tongue to kind of find a trail of something, and then they'll post up in an area they know prey has been moving in and about. They'll eat rabbits. They'll eat, gosh, all kinds of critters in their natural range. Of course, rabbits were introduced. They'll eat the odd house cat. That happens too. But overall, really cool snake. And they're kind of they're kind of like a utility snake in that they'll hunt on the ground. They'll hunt in the trees. You know, they can be found in rafters of porches and so on. They even get into people's homes. So you get a lot of frightened people down in Australia, and you know, they'll go ahead and take them, remove them from homes. But of course, pythons are non-venomous. They're a really cool snake to have around because they do so much good for the environment. And in fact, even venomous snakes do an amazing work for the environment. So we just have to learn to be snake smart in snake areas. I like how he's stretched out right here. Isn't that cool? Just a beautiful animal. I'd say he's about 6 foot when fully stretched out, so he's a good sized adult here, and just love seeing him kind of move around. We don't get him out often, so it's kind of fun to see him out and about. Now the other funny thing is I saw an iguana here earlier today. We've had a resident iguana kind of hanging around. Looked like a female to me, but who knows if we'll see it. I keep hearing things up in the trees, but it could just be a squirrel. We get a lot of invasives here in Florida, but luckily we don't have any invasive coastal carpet pythons. They're not on any lists here in the state, so you're able to keep them without any kind of permitting, which I like, you know. So I wouldn't mind getting a few more python species here, maybe an olive python. They're a beautiful snake from Australia and New Guinea. They're just really cool stuff. And I do think we have a squirrel up in this fishtail palm, so it happens, no big deal. But in the meantime, yeah, what a cool snake. And he's just gonna kind of play dead at the moment. He's gonna not move because he thinks I'm onto him. But here goes that tongue flicking around just to see where he's at. He was relaxing in his enclosure, and then I scooped him on up, and here he is. So it is what it is, friends. I just love getting these snakes out and just seeing them, man. It's been a while, and you know, I forget how much I love snakes. I just like keeping them in different ways. I don't like keeping them in the traditional way, which is a vision cage in a closet. You know, I don't like that. I don't like keeping them in drawers. I really enjoy seeing snakes be themselves. I also am not a fan of morphe snakes. I kind of just like them in their natural state. So if I'm gonna get snakes, I want an active snake, an interesting snake, and a snake that I'm able to create a really cool outdoor enclosure to see this animal just do everything that it's supposed to be doing. Again, just how cool is that to see our coastal carpet python out here. You're all right. You're all right, buddy. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. That's a beautiful guy right there. Love him. Love him. Let's open this up and get him back in his house. Come on in there, buddy. Oh my gosh, almost there. And this is not such a bad enclosure. I wouldn't say this is a horrible enclosure for him. You know, he's got a lot of furniture in here. He uses it. He's got a heated shelter in here. We've got a shelter down there. We've got a very simple water dish there. So things are looking pretty good for Colin. I love the way he moves. That is so cool to see. He gets fed once every 2 weeks, a huge rat. And he's got good weight. He's still very athletic, which I like. I want to keep him as athletic as possible because we don't want to overfeed our reptiles. That's just not good practice. You really want to keep these guys lean and mean, but with a good body weight. And so you can see that he is looking pretty nice. Let's see how he negotiates this. Again, so fun to see him move around. And FYI, there is on the outside of this was like a chicken coop, but there is wire on this. But I don't like this wire for snakes because they can rub themselves. So I went ahead and on the inside I placed vinyl coated wire, and he's had no rubs on his face. He doesn't get hurt. So that's one of the things you want to do. In fact, if I build another outdoor enclosure for a snake, I would probably make it solid on three of the sides, and then leave the front easier to view. But here he goes. He's just going to curl up here, bring the rest of his body over onto this platform. And there you have it, right? Pretty cool. Awesome, awesome snake. Hey, bud. All right, let's leave him be and see what else we can get into here. Oh, and as a matter of fact, there they are. I don't want to lose these either. I always put those suckers down, and then I don't know where I put them. But I wanted to just do a quick little snippies of these fronds here, because I'll show you what I do with them. It's kind of fun. These are an alocasia, or excuse me, yeah, alocasia. And normally mammals couldn't eat this because of the crystalline structure of the plant. But reptiles don't have a problem, and certainly not tortoises. Watch this. We'll come over here to our redfoots, wander over here. We've got our banana plants doing well. Just toss these down, and you'll see no problem from those guys there. They're gonna just start nibbling away at it. They'll smell it, and they take care of all my compost, which is pretty cool. It's a good size redfoot. I don't know where the beast is. Oh, look at this, guys. This is why we come out. We are in egg laying season for the redfoot. She's gonna start digging. That's great. Oh, I love it, guys. We're gonna start getting our baby redfoots. In fact, once I see eggs being laid, it's a smart thing for me to do is to go around and just kind of see if there's anything else happening. Look at this. He's getting on it. Very good, very good. Yeah, awesome, huh? So this is what's fun. You get out, see what's going on with the animals. This is how I get a lot of my ideas. I just kind of walk around and think, all right, what do I want to do? I don't know. I kind of like how this rock looks. You know, I cleaned a lot of it out of the basin here for our humps. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I could do a little bit more rock over here. Create a little bit more of a beautiful situation. Because right now the sand, the mulch had gotten washed away, and the mulch decomposes. And there's Lego, by the way. We haven't seen Lego in a little bit. Hey, Lego, get on it. Now, being that I'm talking, I'll bet you that we have an alligator close by, because when they hear me talking, they usually think I'm with somebody else, but they aren't here. They're making liars out of me. What a bummer. Fred's Lagoon's doing good though. You guys saw recently I mulched all this, but I want to show you something else I got onto. You know, I keep talking about how we're going to transform this section of the camp, make it more interesting. I did some work yesterday, and you can see right here, these are called areca palms, and I have never trimmed them. In the 24 years I lived here, whoa, look at the size of that wolfie dog. Wow, that's a big dog. Anyway, and it's the dogs that don't bark when they come up to you that are sketchy. Look at that big old Great Dane. Yeah, big clod, yeah. So anyway, here are our areca palms, right? So I got to work yesterday, and I thinned this one out. And I got to tell you, I think I like it. I think we're going to keep these. I was thinking of getting rid of them, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to keep them, and I'm going to wait until I get my machine. You know, we use the little Kubota to kind of move things into a pile, but I'm going to use my machine to clean everything out. I'm going to trim this one down nice, trim those down nice. We're going to add plants around here. We're going to have more foliage. It's going to obscure my neighbor's yards. You won't be able to see them. It's going to be a really, really cool jungle back in here. We're going to have topography here. We're going to have a winding path. It's going to be awesome. Now, I keep hearing things. What am I hearing? I don't know. Let's go on a walkabout, shall we? Another thing. Oh, I can't forget that either. Can't forget this sucker. What's this? I do hear something. Oh, how about how about a little basilisk just cruising around there? That's funny. Let's put this inside the machine so it doesn't get rained on, because it rains quite frequently here. But I'm excited. I want to show you guys some more that's happening here. So we're gonna pull this off, and I'm gonna get to finishing our inside perimeter fence. Okay, we are gonna have a fence. As you can see, I've got some posts. We're gonna have a fence that's gonna keep everything to the side here. We're gonna keep the turtles close to the pond. Over here, I'm gonna trim out some of these branches from our cypress trees. All right, and we're gonna have a nice pathway through here. Of course, I'm gonna have plants aplenty. We've got this whole other section of camp that we rarely go into, and I think it would be really cool to do stuff with it. You know, I mean, we can landscape it. We can utilize some of these beautiful palms that are growing up here, these cabbage palms. These are native here to Florida. We can mow this down. Let's see what we find. Sometimes you find some cool turtles that are kind of wandering around, but I want to utilize this land. There's a squirrel. Look at that, people. We have them also in Florida. But anyway, look at this. We got to mow this down, but I have to check, make sure there's no animals in it before we mow it, right? Lots of basilisks nowadays here. Tons of them. We're going to clean up this area. But I mean, look at all this, right? I mean, we've got a ton of space that's yet to be utilized. This is where I stopped. We got to keep going with this fence. I might move this palm. Oh, look who we got. We got a Darin just enjoying a little grass. You can see the grass they like and the grass they don't like, and they just kind of nibble down. They're like aquatic tortoises. They come out, they graze, they do everything, and then they kind of go back in the water. Really, really cool turtles. So we've got them, but I want to keep all the turtles closer to the pond. I'll be able to keep up on eggs. We're going to beautify this area. We've got, in the next calendar year, a lot of work to do here. Again, look at this. You got these palms growing up here. We got these trees. We're gonna totally landscape everything, change the look of the pond so that when you're standing back there and looking out at it, it's gonna look much more beautiful and a little bit more sightly. And of course, we got friends that know about ponds, so I can talk to Ed, the pond professor, when he gets back from Africa. Man, he's been working on an amazing pond build, huge pond build in southern Africa. So can't wait to see that project. Go check out Ed the Pond Professor on Instagram to see his little vlogs, and on YouTube as well. And I hear human beings. I hear my family is home. So that's pretty neat also. They're back, but let's see what our sulcatas are doing. Look at this. Look at this. Got sulcatas digging. It's the season. It's the egg laying season. If you're a tortoise, if you're a redfoot or a sulcata, these guys are looking for eggs. Oh, we also have a delivery. That's cool. Got a package, people. Very, very cool. So awesome, everyone. There you go. Some of my plants, some of my animals. Hello, lady. What are you doing? You gonna ram my ankle? Don't ram my ankle, please. I gotta go grab my family, say hello to them, and thanks, guys, for watching. As always, I didn't do much trimming, did I? But we did see some cute little animals. Oh boy, I want to talk about animals. Check this out. I told you it was the season, right? All right, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.